Morning, everyone. We are going to call the April 1st, April Fool's Day meeting of the EDC committee, monthly meeting today. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for coming. Welcome back. Very excited to have you back. Welcome to our ambassador, Allison. I think you're our only ambassador today. All right. Well, welcome to all of you. Really exciting end of the month. We have our EDC awards ceremony, which is really super exciting. We've got some great awards coming up for at the end of the month, the last Friday in April. So that's really exciting. And today we've got quite a few grantees in the queue for today. So it's nice to see that people are hearing about the grants and coming to ask for money. So this is good. I'd like to get an approval for the minutes from the March 4th meeting. Can I get a motion to approve those meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Seconded.
Okay, great. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes? Okay,
Yes.
good, perfect. All right, motion to accept the meeting minutes from March 4th have been approved. Do we not have our scribe today?
That's it. They're done.
Okay.
We'll have to talk about
Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are going to get started with the business assistant grants. Money left in the queue? What do we have?
that. So, town meeting appropriated to finance this up to the 60,000, so we're at 60,000 now.
Okay.
So it goes back to how you want to distribute that throughout the year.
Sounds good. All right. So we are going to get started with Body by Benson. Here she comes. Hello there. And just you all got the, yeah, everyone got it.
Hello, testing. Awesome. Hello, my name is Monica Benson. I am the sole owner and operator of Body by Benson Pilates Studio. I'm located at 57 East Main Street here in Westborough. I opened my studio in September of 2024, and in just 6 months, my business has experienced tremendous amount of growth beyond my expectation. When I opened, I invested heavily in renovating my space and purchasing specialized Pilates equipment, including 8 reformers for my studio for group classes. Unfortunately, when I first opened, I wasn't able to buy all the specialized Pilates equipment because each piece of equipment costs tens and thousands of dollars. I opened with just hosting group reformer classes with hopes that in the future, I'd be able to purchase more Pilates equipment for my clients to create a more comprehensive Pilates experience for them. I could not have anticipated how quickly my small Pilates studio would grow. Right now, I'm seeing over 1,000 bookings per month currently.
Wow.
With current equipment limitations, I'm struggling to keep up with the demand. Right now, there's simply not enough staff or equipment to accommodate the number of people who want to train at my studio. As the lead instructor and only full-time teacher on staff, I'm also responsible for running every aspect of my business while also teaching 7 days a week. I come before you today to ask for assistance in purchasing 4 Pilates chairs. Pilates chairs are really small pieces of equipment that they have a pedal on it, and it's a spring-based workout. They are the most cost-effective piece of Pilates equipment, only costing about $1,200 per piece, and the most space-efficient. Right now, I'm in an 1,800 square foot studio, and I have 8 reformers, which take up most of the space. Each reformer is about the size of a twin-size bed. It has a laying carriage and springs that will move it to create our workout. Having 4 Pilates chairs would give me the opportunity to have new class formats. It would also allow me to increase my available spots for booking for clients, and also give me the opportunity to hire additional instructors so I don't have to be there 7 days a week teaching. Right now, as a new business owner, cash flow can be really tight from month to month, making it really difficult for me to invest in these really expensive pieces of equipment. Chairs would provide the biggest impact for my business with the lowest upfront cost, allowing me to scale strategically without overextending financially. Securing grant funding for 4 chairs allows me to expand in a really sustainable manner. I appreciate the board's time and continue to commit to growing my business, creating jobs, and contributing to Westborough's economy and enriching the community with health and wellness. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, don't go away. Don't go away, Monica.
I'm back.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I owned a fitness center for 7 years. I understand the 7-day week, hours and hours and hours of
It's a lot.
work that you've put into that. And so, having just met you when you first started last year, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
Yes, that's great. Oh, what?
Hello? A little closer, Karen.
Okay. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions?
I actually have a comment. Hi, Monica. I'm Karen
Hello.
Chapman, President of the Chamber.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to formally meet you. I was not able to be at that ribbon cutting, but what did you say your growth was a month?
Right now, I'm seeing over 1,000 bookings per month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's pretty amazing and well done presentation.
Thank you so
really
much.
good job.
How many hours a week are you open?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like I live there. I host about, let's say, like 10 group classes about a day. So we're open for like at least 10 hours. And beyond my group classes, I also offer private training for clients one-on-one too. So that's kind of like mixed into the bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I was at the ribbon cutting, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful spot,
Thank you.
and just the whole feel in there is great. So congratulations! I didn't know we'd go from ribbon cutting to 1,000 bookings a month. So
Me neither.
So that is that's
Yeah.
really impressive.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
So adding employees, so adding more part-time instructors on a 1099 basis, or would you hire them as staff?
So right now, I would like to hire 1 to 2 more full-time instructors and have about 2 to 3 part-time instructors. Full-time in like our fitness community is about 30 hours a week, and then part-time would be anywhere between like 10 to 20 hours a week.
Would they be employees or contractors?
Contractors.
Contractors, okay.
I think something in your presentation stood out, and that is you addressed how this is going to impact the town, and that's really what we want to be talking about. We don't want to talk about just buying equipment, helping people buy equipment. We want to talk about how will this produce jobs, how will this be a destination site, et cetera. So thanks for doing that.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions, comments? No? All right,
Awesome.
great.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Appreciate it. All right, next up is Harry's Restaurant. Hi.
Hi. So my name is Janine Sander. I'm a manager at Harry's Restaurant, which is owned currently by John and Linda Cohen. We're located at 149 Turnpike Road, and we've been a family-owned diner since 1946, and we put down roots in Westborough in 1968. I'm here this morning seeking your support for the purchase of new tables and chairs for our patio area. The current picnic tables are not beneficial in providing comfortable dining experience for all of our customers at present time. By replacing these picnic tables with more suitable dining furniture, I aim to offer improved accessibility and comfort. Many of our patrons, particularly those with mobility challenges or back problems, struggle with the existing setup that we have. It requires them to maneuver uncomfortably to sit down. The new tables and chairs would offer adequate back support and enable customers in wheelchairs to be able to dine comfortably, ensuring an enjoyable outdoor dining experience. We believe the enhancement will not only improve customer satisfaction, but will also contribute to providing a positive dining experience for the community's atmosphere. Your support in covering part of these costs would be invaluable in helping us move forward and creating more inclusive environment for all of our patrons. I thank you for your time for considering our request.
Excellent.
you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
What would the approximate number of seats be?
So right now we have 6 picnic tables that hold 6 people, and I'd like to replace them with round tables. It's the same number, 6. I just feel a round table, everybody can communicate and see each other, and it's more comfortable environment.
So
So it'd be
six-
the same seating, same
Okay.
6 tables
Six
of
tables
6 is
could
what
sit
we're
6.
seeking, yes, yes.
Just as a point of information, Harry's was one of the few, actually the only one, restaurants that out of COVID actually went through the process to expand their outside patio. So I commend them for that, because as I said, we had probably 10 to 12 during the height of COVID that applied on a temporary basis, but they actually went through a formal process. So they did spend a fair amount of money to do that formal process to include the patio outside.
Well, it's been a staple. I mean, certainly. I think everyone's eating at Harry's.
But also, well, yes, that's an institution in this town. Well done. Also, it's so limited with the number of restaurants with outside seating now, so we actually would applaud seeing more of that, so good job.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Thank you very much. Next up is Hiago Gama BJJ Academy, and I hope I didn't butcher that name. Yay. Hi, welcome. What's your name?
It's Daniela.
Daniela, nice to meet you.
Yes. Am I on here? Sorry, I'm a bit nervous.
Nope, take it now.
Okay.
Relax. It's just us. We're good.
Okay. My name is Daniela, and I'm the vice president at Iago Gama Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. We live in Westborough. We've lived here for the past 4 years, and we've been working at the gym for the past 4, but have owned it for the past year. It's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. We're located right off of the Rotary on Summer Street. And we are here today to get some funding for mats and to help with some unexpected NNN costs. Since opening our gym, we've been committed to providing high quality training in a supportive and inclusive environment for people of all ages and skill levels. Over the past 4 years, we believe we've become an integral part of the community, and we're now seeking the funding assistance to support the expansion of our mat space. The mats are the only equipment that we use in our gym, so without it, there's just a limit to how many people we can take in at a time and classes we can offer. As our memberships have slowly but steadily increased, it's become inadequate to meet the growing demand, and it's limited our ability greatly to accommodate new members and to provide safety for more people on the mat. In addition to the lack of mat space, we've had these unforeseen NNN charges, which include the increase in property taxes, insurance, and maintenance fees, and they've placed an unanticipated burden on our finances. With this grant, we'll be able to address these costs, ensuring that we continue to provide the high quality services without compromising the financial health of our gym. The impact of this grant will not only benefit our gym, but we believe it will contribute to the growth in Westborough community, as we've provided a hub for physical fitness, mental well-being, and community. We've created a community of around 40 families who compete, they train, the parents will come in and take a class, and the kids will take a class after. We'll have pizza, and everybody will stay and help watch the kids so the parents can get to train as well. And we believe that by increasing our mat space, we'll be able to welcome more people in and create a larger community. And that's it. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Take a deep breath now. You're done. Good. Okay. Are you planning on adding more staff?
Yes, we plan to be able to hire at least 1 or 2 people. We are in the same boat. We have one person, Iago, teaching all the classes every day. We open at 6 a.m. and we close at 9 p.m. So he teaches all those classes, including private classes. So hopefully we'll be able to hire another instructor and also somebody to stay at the reception, because sometimes we have people walking in and there's no way to deal with both of those things at the same time.
Would those be full-time positions or part-time positions?
For the instructor, full-time, and for a receptionist, part-time.
Okay.
And we'd love to have those people be employees.
Perfect.
Do you have a breakdown between the mat expenses and the triple net expenses?
Yes, so actually we've already bought the mats, we financed them, and that was around $8,000. And the discrepancy in the NNN that we had, between what we had paid off and what we needed to pay, was about $6,500. And that was due upon receipt. So we had to sort of clean up everything and get that paid off.
Holly?
So you guys bought the facility a year ago, right?
So we took over it. The previous owner just decided to leave, and we were just employees. So he just took all the equipment, and we bought the new equipment, which was like almost $20,000 in the equipment for the mats. And then we've taken it slowly from there from the January of 2024.
That's great. So I just want to say, you guys, and then Body by Benson as well, so far, that's the epitome of what we want to see in Westborough. Like the small business, like,
Yes.
right, like you're it, right?
Yeah.
I also own one, and especially when it's just you doing it, like
Yes, yeah.
it's amazing, and you're
It's-
killing yourself, but it's the payoff is pretty good.
Yes, yeah. So for
happy you're
Iago, it's what he's done. He's my husband. It's what he's done his whole life, and we've just like put everything into taking that
That's great.
and creating something here.
So you said that somebody, part of the ownership lives in Westborough, is that correct?
Yes, we live in Westborough, and our son goes to school at the WEC Center.
And how long has the business been in Westborough itself?
4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you have to make one correction on the rubrics. You have to add 5 for the live in Westborough.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone else have any questions, comments?
Congratulations on your business.
Thank you.
I wish you the best. So I know that there is a new place for Jiu-Jitsu and MMA in Westborough as well.
Yes, there's a few actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's the competition? How are we doing?
I think we're doing well. We have 70 students. We have a few non-paying students that we don't count, so we try to provide that. That's also another hindrance. Sometimes we give like a scholarship because we know it's hard for people to pay sometimes a membership. And there's a lot of gyms, but Iago is a world champion in jiu-jitsu, so that helps to bring a bit of credibility to our classes. So people often go to other gyms and then maybe see the quality difference or the knowledge that he has and stay at our gym.
So last year you've been able to keep your membership, and did you see any increase last year?
Yeah, so actually when we took over, there were only about 30 students. So we've almost doubled in
perfect.
size. Well,
Okay.
over double, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Awesome. Next up is Norse Farm, another staple of Westborough. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice spring morning.
Well,
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the Economic Development Committee. My name is John Nurse. Appreciate you allowing me to present my application to you this morning. I was proud to be your recipient of the Hall of Fame Award in 2021 and 2022, after 300 years of farming by our family. Just to let you know what we do at our farm, we grow like 40 acres of berries and vegetables. We have a peach orchard. We market through a CSA program that services nearly 300 families in Westborough and surrounding towns. We offer pick your own for our strawberries, blueberries, raspberries from June through October. At the farm store, we market all of our produce and additional local products. We focus on direct marketing, avoiding wholesale, and cater to the local community with fresh, nutritious food. The grant will allow us to develop more square footage of retail space in an area that will include cider donuts, which are very popular on farms and attract lines of customers. We anticipate increased retail sales from this addition and will advance our other baked products. I have reviewed the regulations and policies of the EDC and believe my application is suited to the EDC mission. Purchasing supplies, equipment, and labor are considerable expenses on a farm at this time of year. It would be extremely helpful to assist this expansion of our business without depending on loans. Our budget for this season is tight, and based on research we have done with other farms, we understand that producing cider donuts is profitable and draws customers. This project will add to our current line of pies, quick breads, and cookies. We have been offering fresh baked goods for the past 25 years. People love to go to a weekend. People go out on a weekend morning and get fresh donuts. It's one more thing we can offer to our Westborough. We can offer on our Westborough farm. I have managed the nurse farm for 53 years. In addition to selling directly at our farm this year, we plan to have a booth at the Westborough Farmers Market, and cider donuts should be a hit there. We anticipate at the first creating two one-half positions, part-time positions, I should say, operating the commercial donut machine 4 to 5 mornings a week. Throughout the years, I have sought counseling through various farm agencies, extension service. We've gone through extensive advertising and marketing counseling with the APR program in 2061 when we qualified for farm improvement programs. Thank you very much, and I hope you appreciate our effort.
Thank you very much. You got me at cider donuts. Yeah, and Body by Benson, the jiu-jitsu, they're like, thanks for keeping us in business, you know?
You know, over the years, we've tried to stress healthy food, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. And we offered a baking line years ago using our fruit as we have leftover fruit at the end of the day, whatever. We make pies, quick breads, and the like. So this would be a good addition. Yeah. It's not the healthiest product in the world, but it's delicious when they're made fresh. And we think it would be a good addition to our
That's great.
inventory.
I've brought my grandchildren to your farm for a couple of the big festivals, and they've always just had such a great time. So it's a really great community place to gather and to go. So thank you for managing it for as many years as you have and providing such a great service to our community.
We appreciate the community. You know, we're a community-based business. That's where our strength is.
Any questions?
Remind me, and maybe the committee can, but John, a few years ago, you guys applied for and received a grant. Was that for Veg Out food truck, or was that for the farm, for the tent, right? But was that for the farm, the grant?
What was it?
The tenting, the big,
Oh, yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay,
We shared that with Veg Out, which
Okay.
was our food truck at
Right,
the
right.
farm.
okay,
And so, yes, we have that tent, and we use it to, well, we have a very sunny location at the farm. There's
Yeah.
no trees there, so people coming in from Pick Your Own or coming just to take a walk on the farm, you know,
Right,
they
right.
can sit in the shade. So, yes,
Okay.
you are correct.
not, it doesn't necessarily impact. I
That
just
has worked
couldn't
out really
remember.
well for us,
Okay.
too, I might add.
Good, okay, great, thanks.
John, just to clarify, so you're going to carve out additional retail space?
Yes.
Okay.
We're applying for, we have a building permit, or we're in the process of building permit. We have a porch on the south side of the farm store, which we've never utilized other than for a sitting area.
Mm-hmm.
We want to come through the wall of the farm store and create an additional 30% more sales area. We want to put the cider donut machine in this area. It's right adjacent to our kitchen, so it's we have Board of Health.
Oh, that's great. I
approval
didn't
on
realize
it.
it was an addition. That's
So we should
great.
have additional. We're doing very, excuse me, very well with flowers. We need more space to put our buckets of flowers in the morning, and then bulk sales of some of our biggest commodities, the strawberries, heirloom tomatoes, and other vegetables that we grow. You know, we can give, but we need more room.
Got it.
So the enhancement is, sure, we'll put in this machine and crank out donuts, and plus it gives us a lot more retail area.
Great.
And as you know, in every business, the amount of retail space you have is so important. That one more thing that the customers can pick up on the way out the door.
Great.
So,
Any other questions, comments? No? Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
you're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. All right, last but not least, you've been very patient. Torres Barber Shop. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity to be here before you. I'm honored. And I'm going to try my best.
You're going to be fine.
Okay, a little nervous, along with everybody else, I'm sure. But I'm going to do my best, okay? So my name is Jose Torres. I'm a master barber, and I have been so for 20 years. I became a master barber because I enjoyed these services and providing customers with a great experience as they leave my chair looking their best. I was also a barber instructor at Rob Roy Academy for many years and taught young men and women who desired to be in the profession. I've been married 28 years to my beautiful wife, who also works in the Westborough area. I am a father of 3 beautiful children. I have worked in the area as a master barber for the last 8 years and truly enjoy Westborough's community. Truly. Okay? For some time now, I've thought about embarking on a journey on, sorry about that. For some time now, I have always thought about embarking on my own journey and have always desired to open up my very own barbershop someday. However, it never seemed to be the right time until now. I was informed of the grant the committee offers to new businesses and owners in the town and was motivated to apply. As you may know, the commence of a new business is costly, and the grant would provide the funds needed to cover startup costs, expand services offered, and even invest in high quality equipment that would set my shop apart from all others. I take pride in the profession. I believe in providing the best service I possibly can. This grant might allow me to host a special grand opening where I would be able to provide discount for local customers, fostering deeper ties and building a reputation as the go-to destination. If granted the funds, that would allow me to focus more on the marketing and advertising, making my shop more visible in the community and attracting a loyal client base. Being awarded the grant could signal to customers and partners that my business is recognized and supported, at the same time boosting confidence in the shop. The grant could be the incentive for turning my barbershop into a thriving community hub for a lasting success. Thank you guys for your time. I am truly honored to be here.
You did great. That was awesome.
I tried.
Yeah. So you opened in January?
So no. So I'm in the process of opening right now as we speak.
Okay.
So all I'm waiting for is the state to come out and inspect the place, and it's off and going.
Okay. All right. That's what what we want, right? I mean, the new bit, like we talked about, we've got the legacy. I would call you guys the legacy businesses here, but also these young businesses coming in and just getting started and choosing Westborough and choosing this community is that's great. Do you live here in town?
I don't live here in town.
You should. You love this town.
I think that's the next move. That would
saying.
put everything in to seal the deal. But it's a great town. Like I said, 8 years I've been involved. Kids, high school. Mm-hmm. Seniors, veterans, we've tried to do it all for everybody. So I think it would be a beautiful thing for me to be on the other side of it versus rendering it to be the one to be able to provide those services for everyone.
So part of the money you're asking for is the first, last, and security deposit for the rent, but you've already rented the space, correct?
Yeah, I already have the rent the space. I already have everything in it. If anything, it would be for the cost. I took out loans. Mm-hmm. Credit cards to get it started because it's never too late. Yep. That's how I see it at this day and age. Just go for it. So that's where I'm at.
Well, congratulations. So the barber chairs you already have in the station, so you have so everything's in.
Yeah.
So this is going to be kind of to help you to offset some
Yes.
of those costs.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Any questions over here? How many employees you going to be having?
So right now I could 3 with the future growth of 2 more. So 5. And I would be 6.
Is it 3 full-time?
3 full-time.
Okay. I know when my son leaves a barber shop, he's like, he loves that.
That's
Like,
it.
feels
And
so
believe it or
good.
not, the younger ones today are the ones that have they have a vision, they have pictures now.
Yeah.
Back then that wasn't the case. Now they know I want this.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I have quick. Oh, sorry, Kara. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you mentioned a couple of the jobs. I don't know if that changes the rubric at all. Is it not full-time job, but it might add.
I thought it was, anyway, if the rubric needs to be added because he's, I don't know.
Sorry, it won't pick up what you're saying.
My mistake.
Yeah, that's fine. I just was mentioning it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Great.
So, sorry, to build on that, the employees are already hired or they will be hired as a result of the grant?
They will be hired. So right now I'm alone.
Okay.
But of course, moving forward, I'm gonna need 3 barbers.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you got a good personality. You'll be fine. Dave, anything over here?
No, that's, I think you covered it.
Israel? Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thank you
that.
for having me.
Thank you. Okay. All right, committee.
I have a question
Sure.
for the jujitsu. Can't say that, sorry. Just a quick question. So right now you have no employees, but, because it says something different on the form, but you anticipate hiring employees with the grant funds?
Yeah, so right now we have our class sizes, especially with children, can be up to 30 at a time.
Wow.
It's hard to manage
Yeah.
kids on the mat. So we do have people who volunteer to help.
The real problem here is to find one really good professor. I tried to find to bring guys of the other states but it's so hard.
Yeah.
Everybody have opportunity to the training and teach, but I'm looking for because the class is huge now.
Yeah.
30 kids on the class is like too much.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So a few part-time or full-time instructors?
Yeah, if we can't find somebody full-time, at least a few
Okay.
part-time.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone want to open discussion?
I think we need to look at the rubric again because this changes a few things.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to mention that on the application, on their applications, they hadn't indicated they were hiring. So that's where the rubrics came in. Okay, just,
Right, but I think on the final tally, I didn't see anything for full or part-time. Am I missing that? Like, there wasn't any line for that at all, unless I'm missing it. Maybe I am.
for a rubric?
For the final one where everyone's tallied together?
Well, there's the new business and there's the current businesses, right?
Right.
So on the new business, there's how many full-time creating new jobs that is on, so for Torres Barbershop.
Right. But there was one that was total at the end. Maybe I'm missing it. All right, what page is that?
Yeah, so the green one,
Yes,
which
the
is
green
the
one.
businesses that are already in place. That's what I thought, why there were 2 different rubrics.
Yeah.
But the one that's green, I
That is
don't
correct.
think,
Right.
I don't think the addition of employees comes into that rubric.
Correct.
Right. But I thought it did.
I didn't make any changes to the rubric
Okay.
design, the rubric design.
Right.
So for the barber shop, you could add another 5 points if you wanted to the rubrics is the bottom line.
Sorry, I mean to be dense, but on the green sheet with the rubric, there should be a line, right? Even though it's new businesses? Well,
No.
that one's off. For part-time hours added? I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Sorry, I wasn't on the committee when you created the rubric, but did the current businesses not have a line for new
I
employees,
thought
or
we
you
did.
think you added
I
one?
thought we did have one.
There was never any changes to the rubric since
Right,
I've been
that's
here,
not what
so.
we're saying.
Huh.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's,
that makes a difference, so that'll.
yeah.
Well, so maybe we need to look at that at some point, not right this second, but look at that and whether or not we need another line in there for that, Holly.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So let's start with Body by Benson.
Sorry, before you start, I'm
yeah,
so sorry,
sure.
Sandy. If you could, for the year, we have $60,000 that we can
We
allocate.
just allocated that, and that actually starts June
No, the fund should be available now.
there, okay.
Right.
We had excess funds anyway, but it levels out. That's why our funding doesn't match either the fiscal year or the calendar year.
Right.
It's kind of goofy.
It's kind of
So
rolling. Understood.
You consider this the first quarter of funds.
And we are, again, being one of my first times through this, but we
Sure.
are, there's no limit to, you can only give 15,000
No.
a quarter. It's just you have
It's
60 for the year, and
for the
if you
year.
use it all at the first
That's
time. you use it
correct.
all.
Correct,
Thank
yeah.
you.
That's,
yeah.
so we, as a committee, have decided to go with 4 quarters or 4 hearings of grants. So that's just been an even number of 15,000 if you hear it 4 times a year.
Right.
It's up to the committee. You can, if you give out 25,000 this quarter, then it just limits you on what you can do in a future quarter.
Right.
That's the only stipulation, really.
Right.
Committee can do whatever they'd like.
God
Bless
bless
you.
you. Go ahead.
I mean, so if we're just taking a look at the requests
Yep.
across the board as opposed to individually right now, I mean, there's a lot of good requests there. And so I think in terms of different things that we want to support, you know, we highlighted the new businesses, we highlighted some of those Hall of Fame businesses. So I'm going to be hard pressed to, for me personally, pick one over the other. I don't know if we want to talk about funding some of them slightly less so that we are not using that whole amount of money, or if there's, you know, the feeling that these are the kind of businesses we want to support, and so let's go ahead with a lot of funding this quarter that maybe is a little bit funding heavy versus other quarters when we've had trouble, you know, getting people to apply.
Yeah, so Norsa didn't, they requested 3,500, so not that. Body by Benson, 5,000 requests, Harry's 5,000, the Jiu-Jitsu, 5, and the barbershop, 5.
Yeah, so it came up with 23.5.
Yep, yep.
In requests.
What I looked at was the cost of what their investment is. That's what I was kind of reviewing and taking a look at, what the cost of the entire project is. So, Holly, what do you want to have anything to say?
Just that if we go in by the rubric and we added in the fuller part-time, we have Harry's at 65, Nurse at 65, and that would bring Benson up to 65, and then Hidalgo up to 60. And Taurus, I have to check on that, but, so my point is we're all about the same, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would agree with Karen, I think, especially right now with the economy and things, businesses closing all the time. I think that the more we can do to support community businesses, the better we are.
If we did add some points in on new employees for Taurus, it would bring it closer to, it's 60 right now, so
Okay.
65.
Yep, so they're
I
all
don't remember
right.
if we were doing
Perfect.
one per employee or how we did it, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
Karen, anything?
All I'm going to add is small businesses driving our local economy. So I'm fully supportive of supporting small business owners, obviously, or certainly anybody that's going to make improvements to our community and hire people, and costs that are going to continue the maintenance of their building or to hire additional people, I think is what we're really looking to do, is drive the economy. So those are my 2 cents.
So, Fred, anything you want to add from the town? Anything?
Nope.
No? Okay. Do you have any? You sure? Okay. You've been quiet today. No. So I think I'd like to start with Norse Farms. Norse has been a business for a very long time. It's, their project is $8,000, but, talking about the expansion there, I mean, it's significantly more than that. So, my vote would be for the 3,500. I mean, that to me is a no-brainer. But like to get that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And just to reiterate the point made earlier is that, when we can see tangible things that are going to bring business to the community, such as, cider donuts, such as a destination farm, such as expansion of retail space, that's a lot easier for this committee to swallow, so to speak, than reimbursement for bills. So that's my 2 cents worth. So that one, as far as I'm concerned, is a slam dunk on Norse.
Anybody else?
I vote yes.
You got to make a motion. Hold on. You have to make, somebody's going to make a motion.
Karen,
Second.
do you have?
I'll make a motion to support the nurse grant request for $3,500.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
You're all set. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And I can't wait to have those cider donuts.
If I may, through the chair, I just have one general comment. I forgot to add that. I'd like to commend all the applicants today and Lara for actually having great presentations. I will say the committee had asked for that, and we received what we asked for.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've actually had all the applicants give a great presentation to the committee.
Yes. Thanks, Fred.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you
thanks
to
so
all.
much.
Thanks to all of you very much for
Right.
the preparation for today. Okay. Go to Harry's? Okay. We'll go to Harry's.
Yep.
Okay. So that their request is for $5,000 to change over their existing seating to more comfortable family-style seating. $8,000 is what their cost is. They've been here for a long time. They're not expanding their seating. However, they did put a big investment into that permanent outdoor space, and we all love outdoor space. I think the community loves outdoor space as well, and it draws people, to your location. So they requested $5,000.
Yeah, I'm in support of that. There's no doubt that Harry's is a destination in town with its visibility on the roadway, and also people out sitting, enjoying a meal together in a comfortable setting, I think is kind of the mission of our EDC grants. So I'm in full support of that.
Anyone want to make a motion or have more comments on that?
I make a motion to approve the $5,000 request for Harry's for outdoor seating.
I second it.
All in favor? Okay, congratulations. Thank you. Looking forward to that for sure. All right, to our new businesses. I'd like to start with the barber shop. Their total cost is $15,000. Part of that was to reimburse for rent, but if you take a look at the equipment that they've purchased and the gathering place, again, another community environment, investing time, the passion, and the passion for the community. Bringing in 3 full-time people with the goal of having 5 full-time people, again, drives our economic growth. It drives our employee base here, and just continues to grow and thrive, especially with the goal of becoming a community kind of gathering point. Comments? No?
No, I think the rubric is strong in terms of the goals for the committee. I think it's internally. I think we do need to work a little bit more on refining, hard costs versus expenses and so forth. But in terms of making a destination for the community and firing up, a new business and a new business owner, I'm in support.
Sandy, if I could, and I would say, I love filling that empty storefront, keeping those stores as you're coming in on East Main Street, and whatever we can do to help East Main Street. You get downtown, I think we've done a great job making downtown, with the flower boxes and all, more and more appealing, but that East Main Street, I still think that as a town and as a committee, we can do what we can to work on that entryway as you're coming in. And there certainly have been businesses that have been doing this and doing that in different locations, but I think anything we can do to support that entryway is great too.
And looking at the application, looking at rent, the total of the $15,000, $5,000 of that is for rent. So I think if we just kind of denote that this is for equipment, not for rent, because as we've talked about, that's the cost of doing business, et cetera. So I think if we decide to do the $5,000, it will be, for the equipment and focusing on our goals as the EDC.
I didn't see anything in there about applying for a grant for the vacant storefront. Has that been something that you've considered doing for the barber shop? Or do you know about that?
They don't qualify for that. They're on the second level, I believe.
Oh. Okay.
It is the second level.
Gotcha.
Right.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion to fund Torres Barber Shop for the $5,000.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Congratulations. Awesome. Okay, so we are at the Jiu-Jitsu gym. Taking a look at their application. And again, if we do spend all of this money, then we just need to, understand that we where we're at.
So
Go ahead.
even though some of it is for triple net, which again, cost of doing business, as painful as that is for all of us. But I think that the mats and the other equipment kind of back into that, exceed that, right? So that's my.
So looking at the application, $79.54 for the additional mats. It's actually for the mats, the wall pads, and shipping. Dumpster rental at $1,500. The material cost to create the subfloor for the mats, painting supplies $1,700. So we may want to, take a look at, if we're again same premise. If we decide to do the 5,000, that's going to go towards the mats and the wall pads and not anything else. So
I think in light of the fact that the mats are the only key equipment essentially, and you can't do the business without it, I'm in support of that. I just would, as you say, like to allocate the dollars towards, infrastructure improvements rather than cost of business.
Yep. And I think the other thing here, again, another gathering place for families. Again, driving this community, bringing people here. They're Westborough residents. They're raising their family here, and et cetera.
And what you said about, providing scholarships and helping out kids in need and all that, that's kind of what we're about too, so that's great.
Right, and definitely, a spot right downtown that's driving business to those other businesses, whether they're getting a protein shake afterwards or stopping at one of the pizza places. I really think that's another, again, it's driving people to the center of our town. So I love that. I'm happy to make a motion to support that grant for $5,000.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, Monica. Body by Benson. Very impressive from the start, get-go, being able to start your business. I think I met your mom at the golf as well. She was with you, yeah. And just how you just went for it, right? And the growth that you've had kind of unexpectedly. And it can be hard when you grow that fast to be able to kind of like sustain it, and then you're working all the time as well. So this grant was requested for, this is all equipment for this new business. So the Pilates chair, the chairs, the 4 chairs, that's $5,000 in and of itself. The extra large strength reformer is another, $3,600. The tower reformer, another $1,900. So she's investing, a decent amount of money in her new business. And again, health and wellness, that's what we were looking for. Another place, there's obviously a need for it, given the growth of the business. And this young up and coming, business owner leader. So
In addition to creating new jobs, additional hires too. An impressive amount of growth in a year, quite frankly. I would be fully in support if anybody wants to make a motion of funding this business too.
Well, I think one other thing too, just as a point, sometimes we get the new businesses coming in here, we're just not sure if they're going to make it. And the fact that, you have this kind of drive in the business.
I think the 1,000 sessions is hugely impressive, and I really liked the fact that you're talking about the additional equipment allowing for class sizes. So that's a real easy way to see projected growth and how you're going to increase. So that's great.
You have any comments on that? Any comments? No? Good. Okay.
I make a motion to support Body by Benson with the $5,000 grant.
I second that.
All in favor? Aye. You guys all did a great job. Thank you for the presentations. Very well done. Yeah. Great. Okay. All right. Feel free to stay for the meeting if you'd like, or go home.
Feel free to,
All right.
Feel free, Sandy, to, they should come to the EDC Awards breakfast and celebrate.
So we do have our year in review event that we want to just have a quick discussion on right now, review the sponsorships, the flow of the program. Holly, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I think things are going well. We've got everything kind of in place. The subcommittee, the three of us are gonna arrange to get everything kind of set up the morning before. We'll probably be reaching out for, some assistance, getting things there. I think I'm picking up like 4 or 5 cocktail tables to borrow from someone for the event, and we'll have like little electric candles and some flowers and that kind of stuff to kind of elevate it, and then we'll be there to set up with the caterers.
Access to tables, that's all we're gonna need for the catering too that morning. And do we meet our sponsorship goal yet?
I don't know, I was gonna ask Lara that, I'm not sure what.
The programs, Lara's working on that, but she can comment on that. I will say that I think we're still lacking some sponsorships.
Okay, yeah, where are we with that, Lara? Sponsorships?
The same as the last time.
What's that mean?
I sent, there's 5 sponsors.
Okay, so I guess, can you follow up with whoever was assigned and didn't hear back from? Okay.
Yeah, I think as a committee, we should look at our list and make sure that, we've done our due diligence on requesting the sponsors. That should be on us.
Correct me if I'm wrong, do we have $1,600 from last year? Do we?
We do have I don't know the exact amount, but it's probably around that. But the idea is at this point, we'll have to expend all of that plus the sponsors we have, and even then, I think we're short.
Okay.
Yep.
So the idea is not to hopefully suck that whole thing dry, but
Okay, great.
I think we needed about over 3,000, I think, total.
I'm sorry, there's
Included.
2, 4, 6, 8 sponsors.
For a total of? Okay.
1,600.
Yep.
I haven't really, only a few people have paid so far. 2 of them
Okay,
might be here.
Okay. I think that was the question that we needed answered. Great.
Yeah, we haven't, I don't think Lara's received funds from everybody that may not have committed.
Okay. So if you can send us an update of who you've gotten funds from, that would be great. Just shoot that over.
The 2 people are here. How about that?
Okay.
And I'm looking at them.
There you go, checks in the mail. Lara has ordered and received the awards themselves. The brochures are in the works.
So I'm waiting on sponsors. I don't want to send in the brochures until we have sponsors. And I've gotten a few updates on logos. If you've updated your logo since last year, you need to send me a new one, because we need the new one. Otherwise, the older ones are on file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
And so the number, I sent this as an attachment. So there's 60. I have 69 award recipients and guests registered. So I pretty much, if you said yes, I've included you. But if you want another staff person or another guest, please let me know. I've only considered that there's only one of you. Yeah, and then the award recipients mostly. And then I've had a few added recipients, or guests rather, that have registered through the website.
Okay, great. And I think to Karen's point, maybe, inviting the past grantees from the last year might be,
I've invited over 300 businesses. Okay. Perfect. I'm not as good as the chamber, though, on sending over and over the emails to get them to register. But I'll send
6 times till they pay attention.
Yeah. So I'll send another group of them this week to get more registrations.
Karen?
And just along those lines, select board invited.
Everybody's been
planning board,
invited.
so all the
Everyone.
different boards, too.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And then also, I think you said, in addition to the former grantees, also the former award recipients too, right? 2 different pools.
Probably everybody that's in the list.
I mean, I've literally sent it to pretty much every single business I have contacts for.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Great.
I mean, I don't have specific lists that I've pulled everyone. But I have one big master list.
How many did, Laura, and you certainly don't know this answer, I'm pretty sure. How many did we have last year? Did we have over 100, Fred? Did we?
Oh, yeah, we probably did.
Yeah, that room was pretty big. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I know
take the
last
head count.
year, I'm sorry,
Okay.
we worked with Westborough TV to do the videos for the presentation of the awards. Is
Right.
that happening
Yeah,
again
yeah.
this
Yes.
year? Okay.
Yeah. So the flow is going to be a little bit different this year because we have so many awards. So it's Holly's going to introduce everyone versus having each EDC committee member go up and introduce one. Just given talking with Karen, we have eight videos to show. So instead of having that transition, we're going to keep it pretty clean.
Yeah,
And
no,
pretty
that's great.
pretty
The
tight this
videos, I
year.
think, were popular
Yeah,
last
and
year.
they kind of
so,
speak for themselves.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Harry's coming? Are they in town, coming back in town? Does
No.
anybody know?
So,
Janine will be representing them.
Oh,
right, and unfortunately, even in the video, John and Linda are in Florida. And so, so we have some of the staff that is being highlighted in the video, which is great, but unfortunate that we don't have John and Linda. But we have, just as an update on the videos, we have filmed them all. One of the things we always wait on is we usually get a little bit of drone footage, give you some context as to where the business is. And we're a little bit earlier this year with an April 25th. I mean, a few days, you know how sometimes the flowering trees and all will pop. So we just wait for it to be a little bit greener. So that's very last minute that we try to get those as late as we can. But the interviews are all done. The guys, Tim and Aiden in my office, have done a fantastic job collecting all that, and B-roll. Actually, at the chamber event, the legislative breakfast last week, Tim was there because, of course, the Doubletree is receiving an award. And a lot of our footage had the beautiful empty conference room, and we want to show it bustling. And so, so there's some hot off the presses footage of that event. But we try to be cognizant of that. Tim did a little, twisted his arm to get him to go to Cold Harbor on Friday night to get some footage. Again, we're in there, and when we do the interviews, a lot of times. It'll be empty because you're trying to get that in a quiet space. So he went back over there to again capture that. So the videos should be great, and always a little bit of pressure leading right up to the event, but we will have all of them done.
Great. Well, thank you for that very much for all that effort, for sure.
And then Sandy, you and Lara will work on like the program and getting all of those logistics with like the video and coordinate with Karen, because we're not doing that. I just want to make sure that gets done.
Laura and I are working on the flow of everything and the scripts and all that, so we're good. You and I.
Just one question on that. There was an impact. There was last year somebody did an EDC impact presentation. I guess I don't. Do you want that again? Because I should prepare something in advance.
So I think.
If we have time, that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time to add that to the agenda. I mean, I think we'll do the year in review, and kind of sprinkle some of those in. But I don't think we should add anything to the agenda given the tight time frame. And yeah, we've so many videos and so many businesses, and I think that's the impact will speak for itself. What do you guys think?
I would agree with that.
Lieutenant Governor could talk 20, could talk 30, right?
Talk whatever she wants.
Exactly. Which could impact the length of the program. Yes, and having so many elected officials, it'll be more 30. And we welcome it.
Yep.
Sorry, that just made me remember along those lines. Have we heard from our elected officials on whether or not, Kate and Hannah and
Mike
will be there?
I spoke with Kate on Saturday, actually, at the environmental fair. She's aware of it, has not gotten back yet in terms of registration. Hannah, I believe, is not herself available to attend. It's kind of right in the middle of budget, so it's a harder. And I have not heard back from Senator Moore, either yet. I'm running through the list. But I can certainly, if you'd want, I can just make phone calls and follow up with them. I just figured I'd wait another week or so, let them figure out their calendars too.
Laura, Doreen Goodrich is, which you might already know, is Mike Moore's right-hand person. She'll tell you his schedule right away.
Yeah, I got an email back from the office,
Okay.
but they haven't registered.
Okay.
Yeah. But but I can follow up.
Okay, great.
Right, because I think even if they can't make it, to have their person there and to have some kind of something from the state, again, in terms of the pomp and circumstance of the event.
Right.
Just making sure we have that. So yeah, if you're gonna understood to follow up and, within the next week with them, I think that's great, because I think that adds a lot to the event. And just on the economic impact statement, or what you were referring to, we'll have some kind of an overall, businesses thriving in Westborough. I mean, it was so great to have all those businesses here this morning. That's such a good example of that. But someone will be giving, I didn't look at the actual agenda, but someone will be giving some kind of it doesn't have to go on, but some kind of an opening statement about kind of Westborough in general, correct?
We'll do the year in review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Questions, comments? I feel like I'm going this way a lot, guys.
I'm sad I won't be able to be there.
No.
I'll be in Florida on vacation, but
That's
sad.
Yeah.
I know.
Devastating.
I'll be thinking
Yeah.
of you guys.
We can move it to Florida, Jenny.
Oh, there we go.
We want to do that?
Yeah.
Can you host
Near the
100
beach.
people?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so I think we're in good shape there. We'll kind of finalize that over the next week or so to make sure that we're all set. So we're good. Thank you so much.
And
for the committee.
sponsorships.
And thank you to Laura. Everyone's just done a great job. I'm really excited for this event. It's going to be fun. All right, next up, we are a little behind schedule right now. Ginny, you're up. Planning board.
Yep, I don't have much, so I'll try to keep it short. But we just set the first public meeting date for the downtown development plan, which is June 11th. It's a Wednesday, and we will be sending out more information on that. It'll be held in the Great Hall, but we just set the date, so that's all we have for now.
Okay.
So we'll be working on some promotional materials to get the businesses and people in the area to attend, to really just give input on the downtown. Part of that will also be working on the zoning initiative. So in phase 1 of the downtown study, we had the consultant look at the current zoning and the allowed uses and things like that. So we will be taking a deeper dive into that and hopefully having zoning ready for the October town meeting. So we'll be also looking for feedback on that. And then part of that will also be the sign bylaw. So we had funding through an earmark, I believe it was.
It was an earmark, so it's kind of a holdover from our local rapid recovery program. So we do have $20,000 in grant money to use. So we have hired a consultant to look at our sign bylaw downtown.
Yeah. Yes, for just the downtown. And we recently did the design guidelines for the signage, but they'll be taking a look at that also and just looking at what makes sense for downtown in terms of the zoning. So that's all I have.
So one suggestion maybe at the EDC Awards, if you have collateral for that meeting of June 11th, that we could, get that, get that out so that we'll have a captured audience of 100 people. So might be a good place to kind of maybe have a table or something informational.
That's great.
Businesses.
We will plan to print postcards with the meeting information on it, and maybe a QR code or something to go to the website, so we can certainly give some of those.
So it's a captured
meeting.
audience, and that's the businesses, and great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, Laura, community development and EDC update.
Yes. So, here, I'm just gonna, we can all vote, just, you can use a pen or something. So branding and wayfinding is the first thing on the update. Just wanted to keep the committee updated. So we had our public meeting that looked at the final 3 icons and 3 colors and some fonts. We continued that to continue to engage with the community through a survey. And then I brought this to the environmental fair this weekend as well to garner more. So we're at about 62, as of yesterday, there were 62 surveys taken, plus the 10 or 12 people that we had at the original meeting, and then whatever's on that board. So we're close to, 85, maybe 90 folks, I think, in terms of votes. So we'll take that back. The next step, we'll just take that back. We'll have an internal meeting, and the consultants will be refining from the survey results. The next steps, though, are to engage with Select Board and get them comfortable, and then have a final hearing with them to have them to vote on it. And and in between all that is just the destination piece that we'll be working on, and then the master plan that will be delivered. Which will give us, opportunity to, with some of the funding, that we have, we'll be able to put in some signage. But the hope is that the plan itself will be that every time we're replacing another sign, that we have the guidelines. So we continue with the sense of the town's branding. I don't know where my words are. I just wanted to go through quickly a few things that I worked on in March. I've completed, with the help of a consultant, 3 marketing pieces. These will be up on our website, as well as being printed collateral. So when I go visit businesses, that I'm really trying to attract inward, right? So it's more of the attraction rather than retention. That's what this collateral will be for. The doing business guide is like 95% complete. We had, this last week, we had about 12 kids from Assabat come in and fan out downtown and around town to take photos, and that was the last piece. So the photos will be placed into the design guide, and it's pretty much the layout's all done. Worked with all the departments, language, etc. So that should be done, and we'll have a few printed, and that'll also be available. That is more when I get businesses coming in, I'm thinking of signing a lease. This is the opportunity to help them along in terms of permitting, how we work, a little bit about the committee, et cetera, how the town works, and so forth. With the help of Pete Allen, we wrote the grant. I talked about it the last month for Mass Tech Hubs. It's a designation. We went with advanced manufacturing. And the grant, we did get a reprieve, so the grant was supposed to be due the end of March, last week. They gave it a few weeks extension, so I'm working on letters of support. I have several of them. What I also included in your packet was a sample for the EDC to consider a letter of support for this grant. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that.
We should make a motion if we're going to support that letter. I'd be happy to make the motion, actually.
Did everyone have a chance to look at that? Yeah, okay. Gonna make a motion?
Yes,
Anybody
I'll
wanna
make a
talk
motion
about
that the EDC support a letter of support. It's signed by the chair, so the designation would be the chair would sign on that.
Is there a second?
I second that.
All in favor? Aye. Great, letter of support has been approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We held an ambassador meeting, so we have monthly ambassador meetings talking about geographic areas to break things up. The last meeting, we also really talked about outdoor dining and how to engage with restaurants on the outdoor dining. We have a plan, and I'll just leave it at that. We're going to fan out and talk with the restaurants, see who we can get to go through the designation permitting process. I've directly assisted many businesses with permitting. I attended 2 International Women's Day events, and I attended the Boston Lawnmower ribbon cutting. And then lastly, an update on goals. So I took a look at many different plans. There was LRRP, there was the Minority and Women Enterprise report that came out.
Yeah, it was just
The downtown plan, all the economic development goals. It becomes this really huge, cumbersome list that most of them say the same things, really. So I narrowed it down a little bit. One of the goals was really to re-engage with the ambassador program, so I think we're working on that. Publish a doing business guide or sorts. I think that's pretty much done. I started a newsletter that was also to engage with businesses more, so that's starting and growing the distribution list. There's been 2 quarterly. I'm working on the 3rd. Better advertise our grant programs, so partly just being out in the community as well. I think the committee is helpful in engaging with your folks. The other one was encourage businesses that create foot traffic and discourage businesses that use significant commercial space yet are largely low use, low jobs, low investment, low walk by. That's someone else's language. I think there's some pieces that the town has control over on that. Zoning is helpful. I think some of the plans are working towards that. But otherwise, in terms of economic development, yes, I try to discourage and encourage as appropriate. But again, I don't own the property. I'm not the one leasing the property, et cetera. There was annual awards breakfast, work on that, better planning for stroll or getting a better, winter program. Attend 20 to 30. So then I just, in general, in terms of business retention, attending business events. So I go to as many ribbon cuttings as possible and other kinds of events. Attending conferences to attract key clusters. There is no funding for that, but I do what I can. Enhance town processes to provide greater communication. So like at one-stop meetings, things like that. So I take notes. Those notes are shared. We continue to review those notes with projects. So we're trying to keep a better handle on things there and conduct market analysis and build out marketing materials for business development. I think I've done that as well. So those were some of the goals.
Okay, great. Thank you for the update. Did you have any questions?
No, that sounds good. Just with the doing business guide, that looks really good. One of the pages said about attracting or some of the things that we do downtown, like the, I don't think it says specifically farmers market, but it says about arts on the common and things like that. But can we change that to just say arts in common to call it by the full name? You know what I'm talking about? No, all right, I'll talk with you later about it.
Okay.
Something Fred mentioned, which was that that Harry's had gone through the full process of outdoor dining. I thought that was really intriguing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that had happened. So I wonder if we could get them, I forget the lady's name from Harry's, but if she would perhaps maybe come present to us about how the process went. I don't know if anybody else is that interested, but I feel like there's a gap between what we need and how we get it, at least in some people's minds. I don't even know how complex the process is. So that's just my 2 cents worth. I think outdoor dining is great, but I feel like the leap is going to be hard to make.
Well, so there's two different plateaus. The outdoor seating, we do have a policy for town-owned property. So if you're on a sidewalk or a public parking space, and then there's a private one. So in Harry's, they happen to do what's considered a limited site plan review. So it triggers on the amount of parking spaces that are affected. In their case, it was 3 parking spaces. So we certainly can reach out to her and see if she's willing to come in and talk about that. It was actually a fairly long and tedious process for them. It got into their plans changed several times over their outcome, but you can have Laura reach out to her, and that was Jeannie that came in to present.
I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, and I know it's a big commitment, but I also think that in the interests of a walkable downtown and, you know, beautiful colors and umbrellas and all that type of stuff, you know, I just, communities that do it well, like Portland, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and so forth, it just makes it so walkable. But I don't know how realistic it is.
And I think the one thing with the ambassador committee when we met is we want to go to all the restaurants and first gather the interest. Are you interested in doing that? And then, you know, Laura, we had talked about just trying to make it easy for them, like have kind of a one-stop for outdoor dining, you know, that temporary, you know, that so that we can get the data first, who's interested, you know, and then invite them to just to a meeting where this is what you need to do to try to make it less cumbersome.
Yeah, I guess just an assessment of whether it's practical or
Correct.
not, because I'm thinking to myself, you know, if these places are moderately busy Monday through Thursday and very busy on Friday and Saturday, is it worth their effort to hire additional staff for those 2 nights a week? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding the grant program. It's good to see now there is more like business apply for the grant. And it's good to help these small businesses, especially these days with all this challenge. But the thing that my question is, do we have any plan how we can track and measure the impact of this grant? Like if you walk here and they said that we need this 5,000 to buy this piece of equipment. There is any way we can track that they bought exactly the piece of equipment they want? If they say that this money gonna lead to hire 2 more people, did they really hire 2 more people? Or this money didn't go to where it should be?
Right.
So
It's a great question, and I know that Laura last month, you weren't here last month, but Laura last month did an ROI because we did ask about that. We asked about what is the return on investment for the grants, and it was over $800,000 for the $60,000 that we gave out. So the economic impact was really good. And one of the things I think that we talked about is, especially, you know, looking at these businesses, we have had businesses that have come in and gotten money and gone out of business. And so, but listening to their plans and the 2 legacy ones that were here, we know that they're going to be here for, you know, another 50 years or whatever it is. But hearing the plans and I was very encouraged today because and that's why I asked Jose, you know, have you opened, right? Because that if he hadn't started the process, we wouldn't have given him any money.
yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
So, but the plan and the enthusiasm, I think we're all pretty comfortable with where he was gonna go. But, so, to answer your question, I think we look at the businesses that they come in, we'll look at that each year. We're gonna look at what that return on investment is, whether it's how many employees or, you know, overall, the dollar amounts and those kinds of things, so. But right now, it's a good investment for us right now.
No, it's great.
yeah.
I mean, like if there is a way, like we say, like within 6 months, please come back and update the situation of your business. Did you already buy the equipment? Could you please share the receipt for the equipment you bought? Okay, what is the impact since you got the grant till now? If we see that, yes, because maybe next year they will come asking for more grant, which I see that there is time. You can't
Right.
come and ask for the grants more than once.
Correct.
We want to make sure that they spend it wisely and we see the impact we are looking for in the town.
Good.
So if there is like a measure, we can just put it together that yes,
We
within this
talked
certain
about
time.
this, and I think that would be great. I mean, we do get the receipts and everything, definitely, but like 6 months, a year, come back and report. We've talked about it, but we haven't done it yet. I think we should definitely do it. I would very
That's
much
it.
think so.
Could be a yearly thing. We just bring all the grantees back from the year and just say, you know, how's it going? And just get an update. That would be a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And just for transparency, we do not send out any payments until we get a receipt that shows that they've already paid for the equipment.
Awesome. Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Laura or any of her reporting? No? Awesome. Great. Thank you. Is there any new business that anyone would like? Are there any new businesses coming in? Have you heard? That was the one thing I wanted to ask. I know. I always ask this
I know. I
question.
kind of slid past this. We have a few businesses that are going through the permitting process now.
Mm-hmm.
They have not gotten any sort of final, and in fact, in some cases, they haven't even gotten their building permit yet. So I'm not quite ready to sort of announce.
Okay.
But I would, it's been somewhat slow to some extent. Like, so Tourist Barbershop, I did mention, right?
Yeah.
That a while ago, he has not opened yet.
Right.
Right. So there's that lag time. So I'm kind of holding back now on announcing the businesses before they're actually
Right.
opening, rather than just getting a building permit, for instance, or something.
Well, I read in the Community Advocate that Kenzo's is being, I read that article in there. So they're,
Yeah, there's a few places that looks like there's some activity. There's the former Sabatini's and the 50 East Main Street and 72 East Main Street, and there's a few places with activities, but
Nice.
they aren't there yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. All right. Anyone else? Questions, comments? Fred, anything from the town?
No, kicking along. As Lara had mentioned, commercially, we're still a little slow, so we're hoping, I'm hearing a little bit that things may pick up, but we'll see.
You probably can't say, but I heard
Sure.
a buzz that Chill from Marlboro might be opening a location here. Have you heard that at all, or restaurant? No? Yes?
I don't know that I've directly heard that. but-
Okay.
Speaking of bringing people in to talk about commercial real estate right now, has anybody invited Chris Egan or somebody from his company, kind of tell us where we're at with that? Has there been any changes in commercial real estate?
I'm peaked. I definitely reach out to property owners that have these big empty properties.
Yeah.
And we are talking about opportunities that the town might be able to help with that. Also, a lot of the work that I do at with the nonprofit that deals with site selection for the state of Massachusetts, which is called Mass Econ. That is something that I'm working quickly, sort of trying to work more closely with to bring Westborough to the forefront. This grant designation is also another piece to that, which will drive more hoping will drive more commercial activity.
Yeah, you've done quite a bit of work with the real estate, with the commercial realtors here. So, just keep doing what you're doing, really. So,
Yeah, I just spoke to Olympus recently, and I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if we did a little visit over there. I mean, they opened and COVID happened. So I think there's more activity happening there. The tour was fascinating. And since that's a big corporate company that has been pretty quiet the last couple of years, and since I took that tour, it was pretty impressive. I think it would be nice if we, as a committee, went in just to show that we're appreciative that they're here. Just a site visit.
yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Everybody good? All right. Look at that, 9:27. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. We will see you all next month. Have a great Easter, everybody.